Can you see that Excel file, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you remember in our last slide, we were talking about the calculation of return and risk. That is very important. In the first stage, we have to calculate the return, and after the calculation of return, we can move on to calculate the risk that is associated with particular stock while using various and standard deviation. Uh, Here we have a stock V. Just forget that values here. If I ignore it, like if I hide that value here, just focus on just focus on there. If we have a two state as an investor, like there is a stock V, a stock V as an investor, if you enter into the market and you are a bit familiar about a bullish and bearish trend in a market, sometime when you will enter into the market, you will feel that there is a increasing trend, or there is a boom in the market, or you would be interested to invest at that stage to get maximum return. But in the same time, sometime you will feel that there is a recession in the economy or in the market. So that bullish and bearish trend is very important at the time when you are going to invest into the security. Sometime you kindly please control the mic. Okay. Now, once you will enter into the market, you will feel that what is the percentage of that event of occurrence. You will feel that in a recession, it can be your analysis or the analysis of your advisor, that is your financial advisor. If financial advisor is going to tell you that in recession stage the return would be minus 20%, or the probability of recession is only 30%, or these values will come through the analysis, or that minus 20% means while looking into the historical trend of that stock V, you will get that value, that is minus 20. And the same way in boom stage, that is 70%, the stock will give you 70% rate of return. So there is a relationship between the probabilities and the return. If there is no any probability, then you will not assume that. Like you are going to assume that in recession and boom, the stock will give me normal return. Whatever the return would be, I'll assume it. In that case, you can simply ignore these values. But now in given stage, you know there is a 70 and 30% probability. So how you will calculate the return? Let's suppose you don't have these probability values. What you will do, simple, you will get the arithmetic mean. You will take the average of the score, जो मैंने अभी आपको last slide में भी बताया था. You just need to apply the average on the values, is equal to average, select the values, enter it, this is your expected return while assuming simple average. But in our case, the probabilities are very important, because as an investor, I am going to assume these states are very important. If there is any probability, then the calculation method would be different. So, in recession state, what will be the return, and in boom stage, what will be the return? After combining it, you will get your expected return in a probability. That is very important, and this is called your weighted average method. मैंने आपको अभी बताया भी था last slide में. This is called your weighted average method. If there is a probability of any event, then you will apply weighted average method. How you will apply it? Very simple. What you will do is equal to stock multiply by the respective probability. Multiply by respective probability. Same case, drag it down. You will get 49%. It's very simple. Respective stock return multiplied by the probability. Now you have adjusted the probability into your expected return. Just take a sum of it. आपने इसका sum लिया is equal to sum, like is equal to sum function Select the column, enter. That's 43. Now you can see the difference of return according to your analysis. If you will not analyze the things, the return would be 20%. Very simple. That would be far beyond your calculation or expectation. If you are a true analyst, you will go for these sort of scenarios. Like you will see that in worst state, the result will, the market will reflect differently. The reaction of market will help you to calculate the right estimation of your return. If you look into the recession and boom stage of the market and you assign right probabilities according to the historical analysis, then you will approach the right calculation. If you are a beginner or you will not go for technical analysis, then probably you will go for wrong calculation. So as an investor, you have to assume the different states as well. Now this is another example. uh, just see that there is a stock U. Again, in recession, like in bearish trend, even that stock going to give you 30% rate of return. Or in boom, when there is a boom in the market, that stock is going to give you only 10% rate of return. इज इट रियलिस्टिक? एनीवन? ऐसी कोई एग्जांपल है हमें जो रिसेशन में भी स्टॉक हमें अच्छे रिटर्न्स दे रहा हो, और जब इंक्रीजिंग ट्रेंड हो और वो स्टॉक थोड़ा नॉर्मल रिटर्न हमें दे रहा हो? इज देयर एनी एग्जांपल? एनीवन फ्रॉम द क्लास प्लीज? Right now just consider a pandemic. In pandemic, stock markets, the trend of stock market is not good. Even the market returns are very low. But in that pandemic, when your economy is going to freeze, but there are some companies who are going to give you better returns even in that pandemic situation, like your pharmaceutical companies, your IT related companies. Even in globally, you can see that the stock share of Zoom and Microsoft companies are going to increase. So there are some companies that the product of those companies, you can say that is the need of the market, especially in recession stage, when there is a decline in the market. Some companies are very important in terms of products. Their products is very important. So in that case, some companies are there which will give you better return in recession. When there is a boom, so due to increase in the competition, result return might be lower. So that is the case of stock U. So don't ignore it. This is a hypothetical case, but there are some stages where you can get higher return even in recession. Again, the same procedure: stock multiply by recession, so you will get 9%. Or again, applying the same procedure here. So the weighted average score is 16%. If you will go for simple average, the return would be 20%. That is unrealistic. Or even without any critical analysis, if you will analyze it, you will get right estimation, that is 17% according to the historical trend of the company. Or this is your expected return, calculation of expected return. Red values means it's a simple average, और if there is no any probability, आप probability देख ही नहीं रहे, or like there is no any probability, let's suppose, or there is no any boom recession, the values are yearly basis, like you have year 1 value or you have year 2 value, the state is different. Now there is no any probability. Now how you will calculate the return? Very simple. The priority. If there is a case of year 1 and year 2, there is no any probability, then you will follow on the arithmetic mean. In that case, 20% expected return is there. For you is 25 for stock V and 20% for stock U. If there is no any probability, you can see that in weighted average you will get zero return. Because there is no any probabilities, so weighted average method is not important here. So this is for expected return. And now while considering the values of expected return, you can calculate standard deviation here. In our risk example, we have different risk state, that is 50% or 50%. Even you can consider the same weightage here, but here we have a different example with 50% weightage. Now see here, the stock value is minus 20 and 30%. Here the expected return is the mean value of that return is 20% while taking the average of these two values. Now the question would be there, why we are not going to assume the probabilities here as we have done earlier here in that case. Sorry. And in that case, to calculate the expected return or even to calculate the averages, we have considered weighted average method here with the adjustment of the probabilities. But here in our second example, I'm not going to consider any effect of probability here, or I'm just taking simple average. The reason is here we have same probabilities for two states, 50% and 50%. And arithmetic mean always consider a 50% 50% share in whole states. Like there are two states, 50% of one state, 50% of second state. It's automatically in the arithmetic mean. There is a 50-50, that's why I am going to apply that arithmetic mean formula. Let's suppose I am going to apply the weighted average here, the result would be same. If here I would say like is equal to 50% multiplied by 20%. Here is equal to 50% multiplied by 70%. Now see, if I apply here the sum method, you can see that the value is same, that is 25%. If you apply simple average or weighted average, the result would be same in case if probabilities are same. If probabilities are not same, result would be different, that you have seen in our first example. Now reverting the whole. Okay. Now how you will calculate the standard deviation, and you all know about the deviation. मैंने आपको पहले ग्राफ पे भी बताया था कि what is the difference of deviation. ये आपके पास 25% है. Like if I draw a graph again, just for the sake of understanding, I'm going to draw the graph again. This is our simple form of graph. Mean is 25, but that is a line of 25%. That is a line of 25% return. Now we have minus 20 and 70. Just assume minus 20 is somewhere here and 70 is there, upward. Now simply you can see the difference. If that difference would be like this, you can see that is the deviation here. So this deviation is measured through the calculation as well. So now I am going to calculate that deviation. So this deviation is very simple. Like how you will calculate is equal to expected return minus your average return, 45. Again, calculated expected return. Calculated means through CAPM or the difference from mean. And now just taking a square deviation, ये simple जो standard deviation का formula है, while taking square deviation here. Square deviation, or if you sum it up, here is your variance. How you will calculate the variance while assuming different probabilities, that is very important. Square deviation multiplied by the probability plus square deviation multiplied by the probabilities. So here we have 20% variance. Now again I'm telling you there is another method. If probabilities are same, you can ignore the weighted average as well. If you take the average, even the average would be same. Just see percentage, even average would be same. फिर मैं आपको वही वाली बात बता रहा हूँ. If probabilities are same, the result of simple average and weighted average would be same. इसीलिए यहाँ पे मैंने सिंपल जो है वो weighted average इसलिए अप्लाई किया है कि if the probabilities are different, then the result would be different. Then standard deviation is simple. A square root of variance is equal to square root, or square root of variance is your standard deviation. So in stock V, we have 40% standard deviation, or where mean is 25. And same, if you repeat the whole process, stock U is going to give you 20% rate of return, less rate of return comparative to stock V, with less standard deviation as well. So standard deviation is only 10%. Here 10% standard deviation. So in that scenario, which stock do you prefer? Would you go for stock V or would you go for stock U? If you are a risk taker, you are a highly risk taker, you will assume 40% risk, or you can maximize your return with 25 value, 25% return. But if situation reverted, then you can face a huge loss as well. But in stock U, that is much stable, is going to give you a risk of 10% only, with lesser rate of return, that is 20%. Not a big difference here, but in term of risk there is a big difference. So we can say that as an ideal investor you can choose stock U, which can give you a normal rate of return but with the reasonable standard deviation. Again, it's up to the investor's choice, whatever the stock you will prefer. So this is the calculation of standard deviation. And in our coming classes, we will calculate a standard deviation of portfolio, how we can calculate expected return of a portfolio, how we can calculate standard deviation of a portfolio, correlation and covariance are there. Then later on we will try to develop our portfolios. So is there any question? Today's discussion is just based on the calculation of expected return and risk of a single securities. तो कल हम जो है वो 2 से 3 सिक्योरिटीज की बात करेंगे, like in our coming class where we will try to combine different stocks into a single portfolio, or we will study the characteristics of a portfolio in terms of expected return and standard deviation. Yes, any question here? This is all about
हम तो
my side. Ji, yes.
सर आपके साथ ना स्क्रीन करना चाहती हूँ, आपने कल हमें कि मैं उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बताना चाह रही हूँ।
Your voice is not clear. ये कुछ ब्रेक आ रही है.
अब ठीक है मेरी?
जी जी.
सर कल आपने जो असाइनमेंट दी थी उसके लिए सिलसिला में मैं ना अपनी स्लाइड अपनी स्क्रीन शेयर करना, मैं आपको थोड़ा करवाना चाह रही हूँ। मैंने ना उस पर काम किया है अपना, तो आप देख के बता सकती हैं कि मेरा वो ठीक है या नहीं। लाइक आपने वो एक आपने नीचे माइन पे काम किया था, मतलब आपने जो फॉर्मूला सिखाए थे,
यस.
तो क्या हम पर डे पे लगा सकते हैं?
जी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आप पर डे पे भी लगा सकती हैं. आप डेली रिटर्न्स लेके उसको मंथली कन्वर्ट कर लें और इवन एनुअली कन्वर्ट कर लें. तो मैं आपको
सर
ये राइट शेयर कर रहा हूँ, और उसमें आप जो है वो इसमें शेयर कर रहे हैं ज़रा अपनी.
सर आपकी वो स्क्रीन अभी
और जस्ट अ सेकेंड प्लीज.